Yeah. Hey, how you doing? My name is Greg. You might know me, you might not. I live in a 1996 Dodge Ram van. It's a 2500, and I call this my studio apartment on wheels, because that's exactly what it is. It's a very comfy, a very cozy van. I don't have a high top. I don't have an extended length or width or anything fancy. This is just your stock old cargo van. I got myself here a beautiful queen size bed, very comfortable. It's from IKEA, and not much else. Got ourselves a little bit of a shelf here for storage. I got a motion sensor light on it, so when I open it up, everything is illuminated. All my basic supplies in here for cooking. And that's it. Everything that I need at the ready. Quick reach, get my coffee pot, get my French press, get my coffee, and my Splenda on. Now you got these little motion sensor lights. They are rechargeable USB. They also have a function to be not motion sensing and just use a normal switch like a regular old-fashioned light. Got one right up here. You flip the switch on the side, and you're good to go. Got this nice little light at Big Lots. This guy, he stays up here almost all the time. I fashioned a little digital clock on there, so I got a nice little unit. It also adds a little extra weight on the base, so when I take those heavy turns, it doesn't always do that. But I have to say, when I hit a crazy old turn, it does this. Ah! And it always scares the heck out of me. Somebody once referred to living in a van as an earthquake on wheels, and that is true. You got to make sure everything is secure in your van before you take off, because it'll scare the heck out of you when something falls, and something is always bound to fall. Speaking of which, I got these little containers here, little wooden jobs. I use them as cup holders. I got them at the Dollar Tree, and they fit up here real nicely. And I have to tell you, this one right now is full of water. And when I drive, I'll hit those crazy turns and that light will fall. Those cups fully filled, never once fallen over. Good little system of storage there. And speaking of water, I don't have a crazy water dispenser or anything in my van. I go old school, jugs of water, refillable at the refillable water stations, which until I started van life, I never even paid attention to them. And as a friend of mine said, as soon as I pointed one out, now he sees them everywhere. They are everywhere. And it's only like anywhere I've seen it as cheap as 25 cents, 30 cents, 40 cents. to fill up a gallon of water. Now, I don't have a crazy kind of power system in here. I don't have any kind of solar. I am just running an inverter off of my car's battery, and that powers up and charges my Jackery. I believe it's the 250. It takes care of pretty much all of my power needs when I'm not running the van. I just use the Jackery for everything. As you can see, I got all my basics plugged into it down here right now. I got this beautiful fan here from Target, and it does run off of D-cell batteries if you're so inclined, but it also comes with a cable that you can plug right here into the Jackery. I have been thinking about upgrading either the Jackery or moving up into a bigger power system, putting a couple of batteries in here, running it off of my main battery with its own kind of charging system. But that's something that maybe I'll do down the future, possibly add solar. This is my 1-year anniversary of living in my van. I got this van. I always say I got the van. I started my van life July 2020 because that's an easy date. But actually, it was just about a week before July. I got the van and I went up to Huntington Lake to work for the summer. A lot of people have asked me, why did I get into van life in the first place? And I've talked about it in the past. It is because of the pandemic. Now, one thing is, I had always planned to get a van, but the circumstances of the pandemic kind of switched my timeline around. I was going to pay off all my debt and then get the van. Well, as it works out, my job got canceled and I had the opportunity. I saw it and I took it. I sold my car. I used that money plus a little bit of savings and I purchased this beautiful studio apartment on wheels. It was already built out for the most part. The cabinet here was already installed. The bed over there was already in here, built up on a nice platform with storage crates underneath of it. The only thing I did was the bed was centered and I slammed it over here to the passenger side wall. And as you can see, I built this PVC shelf right here like this. So I can utilize double the amount of storage. I got storage all underneath here. And I got storage all on top here. I pretty much have all of my clothes in baskets, toiletries, and then down here, I have my single burner stove. People always ask, well, how do you eat in a van? And I always laugh. I go, well, how do you eat in a home? You either go out to eat, you order food, or you cook it yourself. And I do pretty much all of the above. I never get delivery, though. That would be kind of fun to do one day, get a delivery to the van. Now, I mentioned a little bit about my work getting canceled, and that's true. I am a tour manager for a rock and roll band that tours the United States and a little bit internationally sometimes. And when I'm not living here in my van, I'm living in a tour bus. And I'm going out on tour here momentarily, flying out from Fresno over to Knoxville. And we're gonna start the first official tour of 2021, and I'm super excited. But I'm also a little bit sad because I've really become very accustomed to my home here, and it's kind of sad to leave it. You know, I really enjoy having it. I wish I could bring it with me, but I'm not putting those kind of miles on my van just to let it sit there for a month while I'm on tour. Well, enough about me and what I'm going to do, what I'm about to do. I'll show you a little bit more of my van and then bid you a farewell. One thing I don't have is a big old fancy pants cooler. When I first started van life, the first thing I bought, I went right to Walmart. I bought the biggest, heaviest duty, most expensive cooler I could. I think I paid like $160 for it. It's like a fake Yeti. And honestly, it just sat there as a, you know, a table, got in the way because I got long legs and I couldn't stretch them out. So I got rid of it eventually and just downsized to a typical old-fashioned igloo style cooler. Now, it's not an ideal way to store cold beverages or food for that matter, because you got to always stock it with ice and it's always melting, especially during the summer. Now the winter is fine. Ice lasts for days in there. During the summer, I might have to change it 2 times a day if I got meat or something that might spoil in there. So one thing, you know, I'm thinking about, if I do upgrade the power system, maybe getting either a 12-volt cooler, Igloo makes one, a bunch of companies make them, or a very small refrigerator, just for essential food items, and still maybe keep a cooler for like just beverages that I want cold, or just, I like to have ice on hand, keep a 2-liter bottle of soda, pour it over. But other than that, it pretty much suits my needs. I do like to complain from time to time because, like right now, it's just filled with water. Another common question people always ask me is, where do I take showers? And, well, there's a couple of different places. Now that things are opening back up, the options are opening back up. One of the main places I go to is Planet Fitness. I have the top tier membership, which allows me to use any location nationwide. I can also bring a friend, use all the special massage tables and all that. They always have a nice shower facility, and most of their locations are open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Another great place to take showers is at truck stops. And of course, my favorite is Love's. All the truck stops have these reward memberships. Get them and use them. They earn you things like free beverages and free showers. That's right. Love's, Flying J, what is it? TA, Travel America, Pilot, all across the country. Then there's like at campsites and at public facilities like down at the beach. A lot of showers around the Morro Bay area for public use. Often they cost 25, 50 cents, so you got to make sure you got some quarters on you. I always keep a little bit of a change jar up front and the quarters on top, because I always need quarters for either laundry, if and when I decide to do that, for car washes, and of course for showers.
Before we say goodbye, pick 'em up and raise 'em high. Let's celebrate the life we love, show the universe we mean it. On second thought, it's not goodbye. Let's say it's just until the next time. It's been some years now, but it still hurts like you mean it. At first a wreck in disbelief, you should have seen it. I'm stronger now, we are too. Let this tonight, we dedicate it all to you. What if you went home? What if you're never alone? And the Sunday mornings never seem to fade away. What if you're just sleeping in and you've always been? And there just isn't a reason for us to worry anymore. And there just isn't a reason for us to worry anymore. And there just isn't a reason for us to worry anymore. Sometimes I wonder how we made it through the years. Survived by memories of you, they washed away the tears. They said we could resurrect ourselves.
Take a shower while you're there.